This is Kristy from Sewbits and welcome to my channel. Thank you everybody for viewing all my other videos and everybody's welcome. Alright, this is my stitchery from Roxy Journal of Stitchery, prompt number 5 in May, and this is to do with covering a box, and mine was the vintage sewing box, and I will just get it for you. We're a bit close, so I'll zoom out a bit. Now this is my box, and inside I have done the top part of my box there like that, and I just used tape, double-sided tape, to put the ribbon on, because when I did it with another piece and I glued it down, all the glue came through the ribbon. So if anybody has any suggestions on the best way to do that, would be great. I just whip stitched down all this here where the blue is, and I just did a little bit of running stitch along here. I had these beads, yeah, they're beads, to pop on along here, but I haven't done that yet. So I'll just put this away and let you know what I'm doing with mine. I have made the inside to go around like that. That's going to be the corner, and the other join is going to be at the front, so you won't see that one. So what I'm doing at the moment now is just stitching along the join, just to be make it a little bit decorative. If you are joining in creating a box, let me know, and I can, and if you have a YouTube channel, let me know when I can go over and have a look and see what you're doing. Alright, so all I did was just some running stitch along the edge there. I would just sew that off. Now I did say I was going to get my small scissors. I will just tie a knot. And do the other side. Just finger press that open. I'll just have a look on the other side. Yep. My stitches are going to be a little bit rough. I'm not worried about them being exactly the right size. So if you want to know a little bit more about what this involves, head over to Roxy Journal of Stitchery on her YouTube channel, and this is the prompt number 5 for May, like I said, and she has, I think she's done her first, covered her first box. She may have even beyond her second one, but it goes for the whole month of May. So if you haven't started and this is something you'd like to do, you don't have to do a vintage box like me. Just get some cardboard. There's people doing just covering cardboard. But I had this, and it needed some work done on the inside. It was neat. It was not neat. It was not. It was just old, and it just needed to be updated. I'll just stretch this out. I like to put 2 knots in mine. That'll do, because that's going to get glued down when I put it in the box. So the two of those have been done now. So what I need to do is move that out the way, because I was going to figure out my box where it's going to go, but I'm not going to do that. I said I was going to put some running stitches along here. Now I've just realised that my little bit of fabric is crooked on the box. It's been glued and I'm not going to unglue it, and I realised I put lots of glue on here and I was going to stick it down, but I need to put the sides in first, and then what happens is that goes over like that, and that gets stuck down. So I will just do some running stitches along the blue. Oh, the pink. I said that in my last video, and I meant to say it's pink, not blue. Oh, I think I'll just make that a new cut. Friday, we were meant to get some thunderstorm. 90% chance of thunderstorm, and we didn't get anything here in Perth. But then down south got a massive tornado near Bunbury, and it just came out of the blue. A big sports stadium had come down, and there were children in it. Luckily, no one was injured, so that was really good. That they were survived. We don't get tornadoes here in Australia. I mean, we get big storms, but I don't think we get tornadoes. Or we get whirly winds, I think they're called. All right, so I'm just going to come up here. Now this has a little bit of wadding underneath the cardboard, which I ironed on before I stuck it down with my glue. So it's not, so it just gives it a tiny bit of padding to the box. Now I probably need to get something to grab. Here it is. The fabric's come away, I think, because I went in it twice, but that's all right. Oh, it's just because when I when I've come up in, it's made 2 places through the thread, just there. So when I come up through and I go through the fabric and come up to from the needle, it needs to be a clean hole when I push it through. I wish the thread would just stay in the needle. Sometimes I feel like sticky taping it together. So you've got to bend it down, bend the, what's it called? Bend the flat part of the cardboard so the material goes down. Do you know what? I've realised I wasn't going to do this. I was just going to go do those 2 there. Do I cut it out or do I just leave it? I'll just leave it. If it gets a little bit covered over, that's okay. It's just too much hard work to pull it all undone. Well, it's not, I just don't want to. So that gives it a little bit of character, and using some of the instructions that Rachael had said to do was a little bit of stitchery. You can do as much stitchery as you like. This is a bit stiff because it's got glue on it. So I'll use my little, I think these are called stamens. I did say that before. So that's all going to get glued down, so I'm not going to worry about that. Have I got enough? Yep. Just weaving the needle up and down. I made it a bit tight there. These, well, they're not called pliers. I think they are called stamens. They're for also doing the dolls. I had to think what it was for. The dolls, doll making. So you put the wadding, what's it called? The stuffing inside the doll to push down. Now that's not catching on the wadding underneath, but they get stuck. I should have done this before I glued it down, but then after I glued it down, I realised that's what I said I was going to do after watching the other video, because this is the second part of the sewing box. And I thought, oh, how am I going to do this? So then I thought, oh, I'll just sew like exactly what I'm doing. Okay, that's done. That looks good. thought it was upside down, but it's not. It's just the way the roses are going. This is Saturday afternoon here in Australia, and I'm on the west side of Australia. And oops, sorry. It's nice and sunny out there. We were supposed to get a bit of rain on Friday, but we didn't. The big storm bypassed us and went down south, like I said. And then today we're supposed to get a bit of rain as well, but we haven't. So I think the whole month, all of August, autumn is probably 2 or 3 mils of rain. We are over 100 mils of rain down from what we are. The east coast of Australia got a fair bit of rain weeks and weeks ago, and a few storms. That's a bit of a gap there, so I'm just going to back stitch that there and come up. Just got to be careful you don't catch the needle. See, it's left a little bit of a gap there, but that's all right. Catch the needle as you're coming up. There we go. Fills in that hole there. Now this is going to take for ages, so I'm going to leave you here and come back with something else when I have stitched the rest of this. All right. I finished the running stitch in the pink and just tied it off at the back. So the next part of the box will be this cutout. It's from a doily. I've just cut across the top. Oh no, I beg your pardon. It's this here. This is a doily that I had got on D-Stash, and I will link that in the description box below if anybody's interested. And it's in Australia. I don't know if she does overseas. You'd have to ask her. Okay, so what I did was I creased the corner. I measured it in the box from corner to corner, and there's a faint line going through there, and this is going to go right in the middle, and I'm just going to stitch that down just with I think I might get some, I was going to do it with thread, cotton thread. Now this is a jar I made. It's a, I don't even know what sort of jar it is, but I stuck all my threads in there. And then what I did was I found some dried flowers on the internet, and then I got some PVA glue and I glued them on, and I really like it. It's very colourful and I just love all the flowers. This is a bit of a light pink. What I could do is I might go across just around there like that with this. That's what I will do. Just put the lid back on. It stays with the same colour. As the oh man, I have lost my train of thought today. It stays within the same colour as what's going on the background. This, like I said, was a doily, and she sent the parcel to me when I bought it, but didn't realise when I got it, it came with the extra thread with the needle still in it. So I think it's a lot smaller than this one, but it's as easy to work with. And so all I did was just finish this little bit here and there. I didn't really want to add any more detail. These are bullion knots, I think, done in a rose, so it's very pretty, but I'm not going to extend it anymore. I'll just leave it like that. All right, so let's add a knot to the, and what I'm going to do is get some pins and hold it down. Making sure that I only pin one of the fabrics and not all the fabric. Oh, pull my thread out again. It's a story of my life, that is. All right, let's give this a go. So I'm just going to come up in the corner. And come up there. If you hear that noise, that is my dog having a roly-poly on the floor in my sewing room. All right, so what I've done is I've just gone from that hole there in, over, under, and that's how I'm going to hold it down, because it's not a pocket or anything like that. I'll just move you a bit straighter. And what's happening now is the sun's coming through, so I might just stop the video and roll down the blind a bit. I love the sun, but not on my work, because it makes it hard to see, and for you and viewers, for you to see as well. So all I'm going to do is go over, under, the little holes all the way around. It doesn't matter if it's a bit crooked, or I could just pull that up there like that. That would straighten that up there. I didn't obviously crochet this around, so it is what it is. Better go back down here like I did on the other side. What I thought of doing as well is running one just on the inside to hold the square down on the inside of it. If you wanted to know, I have an Instagram page that I have done lots of sewing over on. I've been doing quilting. Do you have something to say? One of my dogs decided to join the conversation. My Instagram page has quilting, sewing, all sorts of different things that I've just joined into. And this is not your conversation. So, yeah, you could pop over there and have a look and see what things I've been doing over the past few years. Quilting is the main one, and then just recently I've got into doing stitching, however you want to call it, slow stitching. I can stitch. I've done stitching before. At the moment I'm doing a few projects. One is from just concentrating, Nikki Franklin, and that was a month stitching. Oh, what do you call that? It's not block of the month. It's a month stitching thing. And I bought that in 2020, I think, when COVID was going on. Just got up in the middle of the night, 3 o'clock in the morning, and I was a bit bored and I couldn't sleep. Didn't have COVID, but we were in lockdown. And I jumped on and looking at the web page and everything was all lovely, and I decided to buy it. Well, it's taken that long to get it going. So I've started that. And what else have I got? I bought this block of the month from Busy Bee Patchwork here in Australia, Perth, and it was dancing chickens and flying pigs. And what that is it's got applique work of felt pieces that you cut out, then you applique around it, and then you put all the squares together and make a quilt. So that's another one I'm doing. I have too many on the go. And so then also another one, I've got to get it done by August. It is a tapestry, and it's I know I have the word coming. It is hedgehogs. So it's just 2 little hedgehogs in the bush. All right, so I've done two lots of the corner, and I'll just get some more thread to do the other side. So three. So I do one night, one the other night, and then because I get a bit bored, I must say, like you've done it for so long, you just go, oh, I don't want to do anymore. I'll just go on to something else. I do crochet as well. I've got a blanket to do, but no rush for that. Right, where are we? At the moment, I've got a big sewing machine called Capri 18, and what am I doing there? I'll just go back down. It has a big throat on it for quilting your quilts together when you've stitched them, when you've done the top part of the quilt. I know the name of it, but I can't think. So at the moment, I've go to a guild here in Perth, Rachael it's called, and I take home the quilts and quilt them on my machine. It's a sit-down machine. It's not a pro stitcher, which means you don't stand up and do it, and it's not automatic, so I have to create the stitches myself. So I'm still learning about that. There we go. Oh no, we've got one side to go. And so so you take all the quilts back in to the guild, and then they donate them to wherever they donate them. I don't know. I'm not a part of the donation, the sending of them out, but I like to involve myself in helping out with the community of quilts. I think it's a lovely thing to do. Obviously, there's lots of guilds out there, whether it be sewing guilds, embroidery guilds. I do spinning as well. So I've just rejoined. I'm going to rejoin my spinning guild, because I stopped there for a while, and I have made my own yarn. I don't have it with me, but if I remember in the next video, I'll get it out and show you. It's quite nice. I like it. I think I've done a good job. At first, it's all different different thicknesses, but I like the idea of that. It just makes it unique. Right, that looks great. So that's that part of that's the corner over in that corner there, and then that's the corner, so that goes in the middle. And on this corner was going to be, let me get it, this was going to be, let me see, I can't remember if it was going to be that. Where's my other bits and pieces? I've lost my piece of fabric. Oh, here it is. Oh, sorry about that. Okay. It's going to be, I think it's going to be this. It doesn't really matter. Let me see. I've got this to put on. I'm going to go and attend to my dog and I'll come back. This is what I've been working on so far. I have stuck down the square and I put that piece of fabric in there and I did some little French knots. I have just put some extra fabric here and a little Suffolk puff and a button, and I did these, I don't even know what stitches they are. I just created them myself, so I'm going to put them down the other side. I was trying to do a fly stitch, but then I realised I forgot to put the bit in the middle, and I just carried on with that, so that's fine. On the other side is the doily, and I've just put a piece of trim across the top. I've stitched all the way around there. I did the outside and the inside. And what I did was, this was the piece of doily that was already embroidered. I think these are bullion knots, and it came with this when I bought it. And it had the piece of green cotton left on it with the needle. So what I did was I just put a little bit of a leaf coming out from that rose there just to finish it off. And this is the other piece of doily, and I've stuck this on, and I'm just going to go over the top of this with embroidery cotton. So with the basket, when it stands up, it'll be inside. I'll just bring you out a little bit. That's better. I'll bring you, this is going to be the inside, and let me get it right. That is going to the back. That's the back part of the box. And it will end up like that. So that's facing the front of the box. The bottom to put down, which is the cardboard, and I just embellished some running stitches on top of that. So I'll come back with another video. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you soon.